Every year, 8 of the world's greatest 9-ball players are invited to participate in one of the sport's most prestigious events. It's where a world-class venue plays host to world-class pressure. It's where the winner is crowned the champion of champions. It's the 16th annual International Challenge of Champions. Semifinal action is next.
The 2006 World Straight Pool Champion, 2005 Sudden Death 7-ball champion, Thorsten Hohmann. The 1995, 2001, and current defending champion of the International Challenge of Champions, Fong Chao.
Welcome, everybody, to the fabulous Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut, and semifinal action at the 16th Annual International Challenge of Champions, the longest-running TV event in billiards history. Let us take a look at our Mohegan Sun road to the finals. Thorsten Hohmann of Germany moved into this match by defeating the very tough 2005 Skins Billiards champion, Santos Sambajon of the Philippines. Fong Chao of Chinese Taipei, the 3-time winner of the Challenge of Champions, took care of one of the game's most celebrated stars, the 2006 EnjoyPool.com 9-ball champion, Ralph Souquet of Germany, 1996 winner of the Challenge. The winner of this match will meet the Scorpion, Johnny Archer, in the finals. Here's a look at our Mohegan Sun tournament format. 2 sets, each a race to 5. If we are tied at the end of those 2 sets, there will be a 1-rack sudden death tiebreaker. There will be alternating breaks, a 30-second shot clock with 1 timeout per rack for the players. You must call the 9-ball, and there will be foul on all balls. One of the most familiar spots in championship 9-ball, the Wolf Den at Mohegan Sun. Fantastic venue for a pressure-packed event. Let us go to our Olhausen player profiles, and there you see what has become a very familiar face, Thorsten Hohmann of Fulda, Germany, the Hitman, the 2006 IPT North American Open 8-ball champion, world and European straight pool champion, and he has pretty much done it all in what is quickly becoming one of the great careers. And the other man in our matchup, Fong Chao of Chinese Taipei, 3 times the Challenge of Champions winner, the only player in the 16-year history to do it, 2-time world 9-ball champion, and this guy loves this event, no question about it. He knows what it means to win it. Mitch Lawrence and Alan Hopkins here with hundreds of interested spectators, as always, thrilled to be here watching 2 of the great players in the world go after a $50,000 first prize if they can get to the finals, Alan.
Well, Thorsten is on his way. He just broke the balls, made the 5 on the break, made a perfect break, has a very good shot on the 1 ball right here. Here's the cue ball. So a good start for Thorsten Hohmann. He really doesn't need to tell you the truth, Mitch. He's really been playing great. I'll tell you what.
I don't know of anybody who has been steadier over the last couple of years than this guy.
Yeah, he's very consistent. He's also a great straight pool player, by the way. For those people at home don't know, he won the World Straight Pool Championship this year. Perfect speed. Cue ball coming out for the 2-ball in the same pocket.
And we will talk often during this match about asking referee Frank Del Pizio. There's a spot on that cue ball. There you see how he's going to make sure it goes back in exactly the same spot. Thorsten, one of the great stories in the world of championship pool, was about to give up the game after 5 years in the German army. He worked on his game very hard, but nothing really happening. And right before he gave it up, he decided to play in the 2003 WPA World 9-Ball Championship. And wouldn't you know it, he won that event from out of nowhere. $65,000 first prize for that, and it allowed him to keep going. And he has turned the last 3 years, Alan, into almost a personal playground of big-time events.
Turned his life right around, Mitch.
So in good shape on the 2.
Now he's made the 5 on the break, so the 3-ball, after the 3, will go to the 4, and from the 4 to the 6. He'll roll the 3 in pretty easy and end up playing the 4 ball in the side pocket after he pockets the 3 in the corner.
Good shot on the 3, and as Thorsten gets ready for the 4, I want to quickly mention this fantastic playing equipment. You're looking at a beautiful waterfall table by Olhausen Billiards, Simonis 860 cloth. On that table, Super Aramis Pro balls and the Mueller rack, all of them official products of the International Challenge of Champions. Thorsten taking his time, Alan. I also want to mention, you may hear me calling him Thorsten, Alan calling him Thorsten. Both pronunciations correct. I'm used to it. The European pronunciation is Thorsten, and the American pronunciation is Thorsten.
Yes, I had spoke to him about that, Mitch, so he said it was okay.
I didn't want anybody to think that you and I were at odds here.
He said both are correct.
Call him what you will.
Like
He
a
can
machine.
play, yep.
He's like a machine here. It just gets out so perfect.
Any player that you talk to who has met him, and you've played him a number of times, you've been around him a lot, I know you have a lot of respect for his ability in this, in other games too, you being a great straight pool player and other game player. But there isn't one player on tour that does not respect the work ethic of Thorsten Hohmann and what he has put in to get these results. Nobody works harder at it physically and mentally than he does, and you're seeing the results. It might look easy, but from the Simonis pocket cam, you can see the results of all that work. Thorsten Hohmann, first set here in Uncasville, first rack. Welcome everybody to the Wolf Den at Mohegan Sun. As always, really happy you're with us. Mitch Lawrence and the 1993 Challenge of Champions champion, Alan Hopkins. And Alan, we talk about it all the time. It's one of our favorite events, a classic case here. Thorsten Hohmann, who I mentioned we've seen a lot over the last few years, but if you think Fong Chao isn't somebody to be reckoned with out here on this table for 50 grand, you're mistaken.
Well, he definitely has to be reckoned with. He won this event 3 times. But Thorsten, you're seeing pool at its best right now. I mean, he's going to be awfully tough to beat. I don't think it gets any better. You just watch him handle the cue ball, and he doesn't ever miss a shot that I've seen. He's just been playing great.
He really has. But
Yeah.
I'm looking for Fong Chao to make a great match of this, as he has 3 other times. In 95, in 2001, and last year. He is the defending champion of the International Challenge of Champions. Trails by 1-0 in this first set.
But he has just made the 1 ball on the break and has a nice shot on the 2. But the problem here with this rack, if you notice right in the middle here, there's a cluster of balls, and there's the 3-9. So he's going to have to deal with that, and that's not going to be easy. Now, he may have a quick rack here. If he can play position on the 3 and play a 3-9 combination, bringing the cue ball over to right where he's at right now. The low left-hand spin on the cue ball. He wants to come off the rail, okay? Maybe not enough. And now I think we're going to see him call the 9 ball. If the 3 ball is not up against the 9.
Now he's looking at it for sure. He's walked over.
He's probably going to play a 3-9 combination, playing the 9 ball into this corner. He's looking at it right now.
There it is.
Attention.
He'll hit this pretty hard. You can't hit it too easy because you're going to have to cut it thin. You see how close it is to the 9 ball right there. Cue ball. He'll bring the cue ball into the 6 ball a little bit, I believe. Oh, just misses it.
Now he'll stay there because the 3 went.
Well,
That is amazing how close that came.
I'll tell you what, Mitch, I mean, he did come very close, but the lucky thing is that he made the 3 ball in the side. Now, even though he called the 9, he stays at the table. And if you notice, the 5 is right near the 9. So if he can make the 4 ball here and bring the cue ball back just a little bit, he can play the 5-9 combination.
And you saw him peek down, and just like that, this went from looking like his rack to Thorsten.
Just a change of events right there. He missed the 4 in the corner, Mitch, and that's a big break for Thorsten.
Take another look. You'll
Just
see him glance to his left, just there.
overcuts it a little bit, caught the point, and it came right back out. Wow, look at this. That's a good stroke right there, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
He's going to play a combination now, the 5 into the 9. I will step out a little bit here, Mitch, and predict that he makes this combination.
Go on. Don't be so bold.
No, he's just pocketing great.
No reason to think that would have not gone that time. Thorsten Hohmann taking advantage of a big, big miss early on by 3-time champion Fong Chao. Thorsten Hohmann out to an early lead in Uncasville. The hands of referee Frank Del Pizio about to rack here in rack 4, and you get a chance to thank a couple of our great official products here at the Challenge of Champions. The Mueller rack in use, and Super Aramis Pro balls. They're in the diamond shape of 9-ball. We thank them for their support. As always, here in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Wolf Den and Mohegan Sun, it is so far as we move into rack 4 of the first set been nothing but the Thorsten Hohmann show. Fong Chao down 3-0 in Allen. This is a critical rack for him.
Well, he's pocketed a ball in the break, but he let the cue ball get away from him, and you can, the 8-ball is right in front of the cue ball right here, and that's a bad break. Because if the 8 wasn't there, he'd have a nice shot on the 1, but meanwhile he doesn't, so he's going to have to be forced to push out or play a jump shot. Now he happens to be a very good jumper, so he's going to push. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, Mitch, if he pushes out for a jump shot, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Just giving himself a little more distance.
Well, that's important.
From the 8, yep.
Now here's something that you got to think about. Thorsten also jumps the balls really well. Do I jump up and take this, or do I let him have it? And anytime you're jumping the ball, I would think you got to give it up.
You know what? The interesting thing, too, though, is he's going to make Fong Chao make a shot.
Exactly.
I mean, Fong, really, the 2 racks that Thorsten has had the break, he's both had break and runs in both of those racks. Fong Chao made a critical mistake and missed the last time he had a chance at the table, really.
Right.
He wants to see him come with something here.
Well, he's forcing him. And you were exactly right, Mitch. He forced him to come with something. He didn't. But look at what happened here. Did he get away with it? And I believe he did. Well, the 3 may be in the way. Thorsten's looking now. And here you can see, here's the cue ball in the 3, and here's the 1 ball. Now, if he can hit the 1 and somehow come into this 4, he's got a 4-9 combination over here. There it is, and looks like he can hit the 1 first. But he can't make the 1. He's probably going to play it safe or try to bank it cross corner. I think a nice idea to play safe right here. Just hit the 1 down table and put the cue ball back over behind the 4-9 and
He got a couple of clusters, yeah.
Yeah, it does. So he has a chance. He just wants to get the 1 through the opening there if he can. And there's the opening. He wanted to get it through, but he hit the 5 and left the 1 there. So, but he's still okay, Mitch. He really hasn't left an open shot, but he's left a good safety. There are a couple different ways of playing this safety. You should notice here's the 1 and 8 right there, and there's the cue ball. He can hit the 1 down table, making the 1 go down here and bringing the cue ball back down here for the bottom rail. And that's exactly what he decided to do, and that's perfect.
Good shot.
Notice not only did he put the 1 down table, but he left the 2 ball in front of the 1, forcing a combination if Thorsten wants to try and make it, but he's going to play a safety.
Thorsten Hohmann at the table as we move into rack 4. First set, Thorsten up 3-0 over Fong Chao. Safety battle early in rack 4. Thorsten with this shot. Good kick, hits the 1. Fong Chao will have a shot.
But it's not an easy shot, Mitch. If you notice, the cue ball is right up against the 4 right there, so he's going to be jacked up and has to be very careful he doesn't touch the 4 ball. It's not the kind of shot you want to start out with being down 3-0, Mitch. And notice the 1 ball, how far up the rail it is, so it's a tough, thin cut in the corner. They should bring the cue ball over behind the 2 ball in case he misses the 1.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Fabulous shot. I mean, under the pressure right there, being down 3-0. So.
Absolutely true. And you know, we see him come with these shots. People who are not familiar again with seeing Fong Chao, he is a superstar in Asia. Former world 9-ball champ, 2-time world 9-ball champion in '93 and 2000. 3-time winner of the International Challenge of Champions. He has done a ton over a really, really good career. And just because we haven't seen him a lot in America, don't be surprised when you see shots like that.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Mitch. I like his game. He's not real flashy or anything like some players are flash, you know, long stroke and all that. He has a nice compact stroke, and he gets the job done. And plus, he stands up real good too under the pressure. So,
see some fantastic shots from the Simona's pocket cam. There's the 4 right in your face. Sorry, that was the 3. It came right at my face, and I thought it was the 4.
No, the 4 is going in this other corner now.
Yeah.
But he's going to hit this. Got to be careful here. Looks like he's bringing the ball out. He may hit this real easy. There it is. To roll the 9 just forward a little bit, leaving himself an angle on the 5. Boy, he has a really nice touch, Mitch. I don't know why he did this. This doesn't make any sense at all, because if he'd have just come up a little bit, he could have came around the table for the 8 in the same pocket as the 6. Now he's forced to use a bridge and just roll the 6 in. And he knows he didn't want to do that, Mitch.
He's asking for the bridge. The interesting thing about this game to me, Alan, as you well know, is you play a shot like that, you know you didn't do your best there, but you got to recover really fast and get back to it, because he needs this rack.
Now what he had wanted to do is bring the cue ball over here instead of there. So now he's shooting over the 8, as you can see right here, and there's not much he can do with the cue ball. He has to be very careful not to touch the 8.
Saw him peek. He wanted to see how much that cue was through the end of the bridge, really paying attention to the 8 ball.
I mean, maybe I'll elevate a little bit or follow it and come back off the bottom rail. Not much he could do. It sounded like he almost miscued.
Yeah,
you know that?
look at him. And
that
you saw
sounded like a miscue.
Saw him shaking his head too, because now he has left himself one heck of a shot on the 8. Take another look.
Here it is. No, he rolled the 6 in, but it looked like a little bit of a miscue there. Not much he can do with the cue ball here either, Mitch. He just has to roll the 8 in and take a long shot on the 9.
Nope.
It looks like he missed it. Hold. He's fortunate though. He got lucky here. He got perfect speed to leave it by the side rail, where it really doesn't look like Thorsten can bank this ball.
Disappointed Fong Chao sits. And really, really big, this rack. Thorsten can go up 4-0, get on the hill in this first set if he can get these 2 balls.
Well, I don't think you're going to see him shoot at this. I think you're going to see him play safe. I think you're going to see him, well, he's just going to tap it to the rail there. I don't know why he would do that, because now he's actually left him a chance to bank this 8 ball cross side if he wanted to. And he may try to bank this cross side or just play safe, bringing the, there it is. Bank it cross side, there it is. Look out, get out of there. That's why I was surprised he did that, Mitch. I don't know why he touched the 8 like that. He could have played a safety instead, a better safe. But anyway, it's not over yet. He has a very tough shot on the 9 ball.
Ooh, man. This will test your nerves right here. Critical 9, needs it to get on the board. And that ought to tell you something about Fong Chao right there. That is a huge effort on the 9. Let's take another look at this. Bank cross side.
Almost gets a kiss there, Mitch. Now notice the cue ball. The cue ball's traveling all the way around the table. It's going about 25 feet.
But Fong Chao gets on the board finally. It's time for our pool tip of the day, brought to you by Mohegan Sun, featuring Super Aramith Pro balls, the Belgian billiard balls.
Here's a situation that could come up in 9 ball, getting straight in on the 8 ball, and the 9 ball is down the other end of the table. What I'm going to have to do is demonstrate a draw shot. But I'm going to have to use English on the cue ball, which is actually left-hand English, hitting it low and drawing the ball back to this rail and going down table for position for the 9 ball in the other corner. Must make sure to chalk your tip well because it's easy to miss cue on this shot. Playing the 8 ball in the corner, a nice draw stroke on the cue ball. This is how English can help you to win more games of 9 ball.
A picture of one of the great friends of the International Challenge of Champions, fitting that he's holding the trophy for our champion of champions, Hank Hayes, of Simonis cloth. One of the truly fantastic spots in America, the Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. If you haven't been here, come here. That's all I can tell you. It's worth a visit. Beautiful scenery, fantastic venue, everything you can want. And Fong Chao now down 1-4. Thorsten Hohmann on the hill in this first set of semifinal action.
I noticed how he's breaking the balls, Mitch. He's hitting them off to the side, and what's happening is the balls are not opening nice, but he actually made 3 balls on that break. Notice they run toward the corner over here. Here they come. Here comes the 2, the 8, and they rush to that corner, but he left the 4 and 9 right here together. So he's going to have to address that problem right after the 3 ball. He's probably going to go into them right now unless he can make the 4-9 kiss shot or something. Pocketing the 1, the 2, and the 8, and here knocking the 9. Oh, that's a bad break. So there's something to that, hitting the balls on the side, and even though you made 3 balls on the break, he got a bad roll because the 4-9 tied up. Now he's forced to play the 4 down the corner or just hit it thin and play safe, knocking the 4 to the bottom rail. That's exactly what he's doing. That's well executed right there, Mitch. Notice the speed of the cue ball behind the 9 and the 4 ball down behind the 6 and 5. It's a great shot.
Beautiful touch, but he has to be frustrated, Alan. 3 balls on the break and then playing safe. Not what he wanted right here, especially with his opponent on the hill in this first set.
Well, he made a bad shot on the 3. He didn't come over and break the balls up the right way. He should have hit the 4 instead. Then he would have probably had a shot for sure. And Thorsten's going to play a safety here, hitting the 4 thin. But unless he gets behind the 9, he's left this out wide in the open. There it is. So now that's a great opportunity for Fong Chao to come to the table and run out.
And he will try to prolong this first set a little bit if he can. We've seen things turn around in the Challenge of Champions. Even though he's down and 1 rack away from moving into the second set, we've seen players come back from this position. All of them, again, champions, fully capable.
Okay, notice the angle. Want to be straight in on the 6, which he got. It looks like he got. You're going to see a draw shot on the 6 ball, drawing the cue ball right down table for the 7 ball. Keep an eye on the cue ball here. There's the 6 and coming down to the bottom rail.
You see him. He's going,
oh.
He knew he was going to kick out. Yep.
Looked like it kind of boinged up on him there.
Sure did. It took off quickly off that rail. But he knew it beforehand, Alan. You know, his hand was out before it got anywhere near the rail. And he's really, really frustrated because he is not putting on his best face here today. We have seen him play better than this. He's just not really steady. He doesn't feel steady.
He's got a nice safety here if he can.
Time out.
He can hit the 7 thin and go down table with the cue ball. Or he almost can make this. Notice he's shooting lefty. He's trying to make this, it looks like. Boy, that was a tough shot. That was an awfully tough shot. Look at that roll.
And now, if you're salivating as if you're Thorsten and you're moving to the table.
Did you see that roll?
Well, this one's going to be over, and before it is, we want to quickly thank some of our other great official sponsors: Silver Cup Chalk, Mueller Wrap, Simonis Billiard Cloth, and Ozone Billiards. All of them helping to bring you the International Challenge of Champions. Thorsten Hohmann wanting a trip to the finals, this 9 for the first set. And that one does not get away. So the native of Fulda in Germany puts an end to the first set. Fong Chao will have the opening break in set number 2. Here's a look at the beautiful trophy symbolic of our champion of the International Challenge of Champions. Johnny Archer deep in discussion, waiting for the winner of this match. Johnny already through to the finals. He'll be playing for $50,000 winner-take-all prize. There you see Greg Hovey, president of Olhausen Billiards. A lot of discussion going on around here. Interesting, fantastic matchups, and you can see all Greg has to do is look right over there inside the Wolf Den, and he can get all the action. One of the great, great venues in Championship 9 ball. Fong Chao has to get a much better look at this second set than he did the first one. Thorsten Hohmann 5-1 the first set. So Fong Chao with the opening break in rack 1 of set 2.
And he babied it, Mitch. He hit it real easy and did not make a ball. And the balls are open nicely this time. And as you can see right here, here's the 1 and here's the cue ball and there's the 2. So he's going to have to play position in a certain area because there's a lot of balls in the way over here for position. So where he brings the cue ball, he might bring it right back to the same spot he's at right now. That'd be like perfect. And there it is, right back to the same spot, just about maybe a couple inches off. It's perfect. Now you'll see the cue ball travel a little bit here. He's going to come about 4 rails. Actually 3. He'll come around the table, playing the 2 ball, coming 1, 2 up here, and try to get up in this area here if he can. Got to give it a good stroke. And that caused him to miss it.
And you hear the crowd react. I'm telling you, everybody reacted that way because you so don't expect Hohmann to miss.
Exactly. But that was not an easy shot. He had to give it a good stroke. He's putting a lot of right-hand spin here. And what happens is he just catches the rail first.
Right.
Okay, and the ball bobbles out of the pocket.
Question is, though, well, it looks like there is a path by the 5.
Yes,
yeah,
there is.
Yeah, there is.
You're going to see a nice draw shot here. Keep an eye on the cue ball here. The cue ball come flying back between the 5 and 7 most likely. And right, oh, he fouled the 8.
Fouled, hit the 8.
Oh, what a beautiful shot too. You talk about a nice draw shot.
And this is kind of what I meant before when I said that Chao does not seem steady. He is not himself. We don't see him make these mistakes normally.
Well, look at this. He hits it, but then the cue stick comes over and touches the 8. But look at the cue ball coming right in between the 5 and 7. Here it is again. Hits this perfect. There it is. Oh, just touches the 8. But the cue ball is coming up perfect position. That's a sweet shot.
Wow. Wow. Big, big, big. Can't say it enough.
I would say things are not really going his way, Mitch.
Early in set 2, first rack of set 2, Thorsten Hohmann, you don't see him make 2 mistakes in the same rack. He's already missed a shot in this rack. Very rare. And you know, Alan, I'm just looking at his record in this event so far. Thorsten knocked out Santos Sambahon in the quarterfinals, and the scores were 5-2, 5-3. So he gave up a total of 5 racks in those 2 sets, and he's given up 1 rack to Fong Chao so far in this semifinal match. So 6 racks altogether against the best players in the world.
It's pretty strong, Mitch.
What it tells you is if you make mistakes, he's taking care. And he is a very, very methodical player. He will take his time, walk around, see the angles from both sides.
I wasn't crazy about that shot right there. I mean, he's okay, but I don't think he was too really happy with it either. He's got the 7 in the side. He'll come off the rail a little bit for the 8 ball in the corner. He's fine. You've seen him play before, Mitch, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And when he is in this mode, as I said, He will let go of the missed 2 ball in this rack very quickly because he is mentally a very, very tough player. Gets another chance and takes care of business and starts out the second set the way he ended the first. Thorsten Hohmann up by 1 rack. Fantastic spot here at the Wolf Den at Mohegan Sun. A lot to do here on normal days. Today, the focus at the Wolf Den on the International Challenge of Champions, the 16th annual, by far the longest running billiard event in TV history. And look at that.
I don't like his break. He's not hitting them with a lot of speed on the cue ball. And what happened is the balls are not opening on. Here's the cue ball right here. That's behind the 4, and there's the 1. So you're going to see a jump shot here. I don't think he's going to push out. Push. Oh, he is going to push out. Well, pushing out for a jump shot. And I think Fong Chao is going to get up and shoot. No, he's going to let him shoot. It's a jump shot.
You have to call the 9 in this format, so that 9 will come back to the spot.
I don't know. What do you do here, Mitch? Now, he has to get something started. Should he take the jump shot and try to make it, or give it up? What do you do?
Well, it's tough because it's like you said, you definitely want to make something happen. The temptation's got to be to go for something big.
On the other hand, if he gives it up and Thorsten makes it and runs out, then he feels like foolish.
Right.
You know? So he's going to take it. So this is good. He's thinking positive. He wants to try and make it and run out because he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball because the 2 ball's by this corner pocket. So if he makes the 1, he should have a shot on the 2. No, he's going to give it to him.
No, he's not.
Change his mind.
That was pretty interesting.
He's going to the air.
Kind of a wry smile there by Fong Chao. We got everybody thinking some fireworks were going to happen, and now they'll have to come from Thorsten.
Well, you know, people don't realize, Mitch, even though they see us jump the ball all the time, it looks kind of easy. It's still tough to make the ball you're shooting at. I mean, you got to give it up almost. I mean, unless it's hanging in the pocket, you know.
And when you're Thorsten Hohmann, you do that, you push out to that spot for a reason.
And you can do about it, I'll tell you.
Now, here's the deal. We were wondering if Fong Chao could make something happen, and then when you do that, it's like saying, I'll tell you what, pal, take a seat.
Well, he split the wick there, I tell you. That's a great shot. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, you know, it could have been good thinking because he's not out of the rack yet because he still has to play a 3-8 combination after the 2. So maybe there's a little more logic to what, you know, Chao's thinking about. And here it is right here. He's going to shoot the cue ball into the 3 and play it into the 8 ball. And the 3 ball should come around this area, and he's going to bring the cue ball over here somewhere. He'll roll this in.
That mind working very, very quickly.
Something he doesn't like about it.
Yep.
I don't see him missing this. I mean, if he hits the 8, it looks like it's right near the rail, and all he's got to do is catch the inside of the 8. The 3 is just going to come off the rail if he hits at the right speed. Perfect.
I'll tell you why that was smart. You saw it come off the rail. I said about his mind working the right way. This is a great straight pool player. He knows how to move balls around, make some stuff happen. 8-ball player, great 8-ball champion too.
He's got all the games down, Mitch, I'll tell you. This is a solid player right here. And you notice how he handles the cue ball like perfect. He's got to be the favorite almost any tournament he goes to, I would think.
Really, really coming into his own at the height of what is going to be, I think, barring injury, one of the great careers you'll see. And here's the other aspect of it. This is the International Challenge of Champions. Nobody travels more than Thorsten Hohmann does. Ralph Suke, I mean, the Filipino players, everybody's traveling now. It's amazing to be able to accomplish around the world, given the travel schedules that some of these guys do. Tough on your body if you're not prepared.
Well, that's a good point, Mitch. You know, when you fly for a lot of hours, it's hard to get out and play pool. Very hard. You got to be in pretty good shape to do it, I'll tell you.
Thorsten grew up in Germany, now living in Florida, sees it as a much better base from which to travel. And great competition in Florida too now, Alan. A lot of top players there, but not many of them playing better than Thorsten Hohmann. Left himself a little more here than he wanted, but this 9 would be 3 racks in a row in the second set.
This corner pocket right now, Mitch, is huge for him. I mean, he's pocketing so well.
Yep. Absolutely perfect. A beautiful push out and a brilliant jump shot. And Thorsten Hohmann is a couple racks away from moving on. As Thorsten Hohmann stands ready to break in rack number 4 of the second set, up by 1 set already. He has much to be proud of. Earlier in rack 3, after baiting Fong Chao, Chao passed on that jump shot after a push out, and man, oh man, did Thorsten Hohmann show us something about how to play 9 ball. Great shot there. 8 goes, and then leaned out, stretched out over the table to 9, and 3 racks in a row at the beginning of this set. And Alan Hopkins, you can't be more impressed right now than I am with Thorsten Hohmann's game. He has shown us every conceivable scenario here.
Well, I always knew he was a really good jump shot player. You know, they both are, as a matter of fact. That's why I was thinking maybe Chao should make something happen and take that. And here, maybe he'll get a break and he'll scratch on the break. Okay.
That's about the only way so far that Chao's been able to make anything happen. Look at that.
3 balls,
on the break.
Yep, and he just drew the cue ball back into the pocket. He made the 1, the 6, and the 8 on the break. And here it is, a cue ball. There goes the 8 in the corner. There goes the 1 on the side. Here comes the 6 ball. He got kicked into the side, and here comes the cue ball. Nothing stopping it, right into the corner pocket. So Chao have ball in hand and an opportunity to get on the board.
Whew. And if you're Fong Chao, this is, you want to talk about an ultimate gift. 3 balls on the break, ball spread out and ball in hand.
Well, this could be the start of something big.
That's exactly right. We have seen things turn around before.
He realized if he can get out here and then break and run out on his rack, now we got a new game. What's it, 3-2 then, Mitch?
It'll be 3-1. This would be his first rack in this second set. And again, it took him 4 racks before he got on the board in the first set too.
No, I mean if he can run out this rack and then break and run on his break. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
He needs a little something to get loosened up too. You know, he seems a little tight.
Yep. Well, playing Thorsten will do that to you.
Yeah.
Forget the 50 grand winner take all. Forget all that.
Right. He's okay. Let that go. He got a little lucky there.
And he smiles a little bit because it just has not been easy. Calls that 9. From the Simonis pocket cam, Fong Chao, relieved, gets on the board in rack 4 of the second set, still trails by a couple. What a fantastic week we've had here at Mohegan Sun. I guarantee you there is not a more amazing facility anywhere. Spectacular hotel, the best in fine dining, unique and fabulous shops, all in addition to a 10,000-seat sports and entertainment arena. Mohegan Sun, truly a legendary entertainment experience. Closed captioning for today's show provided by Mohegan Sun. Fong Chao knows what he has to do. The question is, can he accomplish it in time? Down 1-3 and 1 set to Thorsten Hohmann.
Well, he's on his way, Mitch, because he made a good break. He pocketed the 7 ball on the break, and the balls opened very nice. And the 2 is over here for position, so just pocketing the 1 and coming back up toward the center of the table or to the right-hand side would be perfect. Oh, wow. Now, that was the first time he had a really nice layout there. Well, you know, as we said in the past, that sometimes the pressure shows up.
And as the three-time winner of the Challenge of Champions, he knows what it's like to be on the other end, on the receiving end of guys missing. But this is, I mean, he missed that by a lot, Alan. That was not close to the pocket.
That's very uncharacteristic of him doing that, because that's a routine shot. And I'm sure that's going to pump Thorsten up really big time.
That's basically now, this is like stepping on somebody. If you get this rack and then have a break in the next rack, and Thorsten can end it all and move into the finals. Johnny Archer waiting there. Johnny with a terrific victory over a very, very tough Marlon Manalo in his semifinal.
Well, as we speak, Thorsten has got a little out of line with this 3-ball. He wanted more of an angle. He may be forced to follow this. Yep, he's going to follow it. You'll watch the cue ball come off that back rail and go down table. There it goes. How easily he does that.
Well, I mean, he's just fully in command. He might get a little out of line, but he's just thinking, okay, got to follow it, I'll follow it. Boom. He's not seeing any obstacles at all right
now. Now, here's an interesting shot. It's a position shot. He wants to go make the 4-ball and come somewhere in this area with the cue ball, so he can play the next ball on the side and come 1-2 rails over here for the 6. And now he's going to be forced to change his pattern and just draw the ball straight back. Now see, if he had gotten a little bit farther down, he'd have been forced to do something a little tricky with the cue ball. So, but he's straight in, and he can draw the ball right back for the 6. He wants an angle on the 6 though. So he'll come to the rail and back off. Perfect. I think at this stage of the game, Mitch, I think Thorsten finds everything pretty simple what he wants to do. To tell you the truth. I mean, he's just in dead gear right here.
One of the interesting things about Thorsten is he's so interested in the psychological, the mental side of this game. Reads constantly about it, tries to get himself in a place where he knows there's pressure involved. And the question is, how do you deal with it? Not will it be there, but how do you deal with it? And right now, there's nobody better at answering that question than Thorsten Hohmann. One rack away from moving on. I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of people inside the Wolf Den who thought this might be over long ago. But somehow Fong Chao is still alive. Thorsten Hohmann with the first set and up 4-3 now in this second set. If he wins this rack, he'll move on and meet Johnny Archer in the finals. If not, Fong Chao would have a chance to tie it up. It's getting mighty interesting right now, Alan. Let's see where this finishes up. Another good break.
Oh, another fabulous break by Thorsten. He makes the 3 and the 7-ball, stops the cue ball in the center. And as we'll see the break right here, there goes the 7. The corner gets kissed in. 3 coming around, getting kissed off the 1-ball into the corner. The 1-ball coming up perfect for a shot with the cue ball in the center. And can't say much about that, Mitch. You got a nice layout here. All he has to do is do some execution now and get out. Draw the cue ball back about 1.5 feet for the 2-ball. The 3's gone, so after the 2, he'll play the 4-ball. Tell you what, Mitch, he has a nice opportunity here for a run out. This is a little tricky right here, getting on the 4-ball. Let's see what he does if he draws the cue ball into the 6. I think that's what he'll do to be sure. Now, if he draws his cue ball into the 6, he has to be careful the 6 doesn't tie the 5 up. And here it is now. Here's the cue ball into the 2. The 2 goes in there now. If he hits into the 6, the 6 may come over here and tie the 5 up. That would be really a bad break. If he does that, we'll see what happens. He might not even touch the 6 too if he draws back enough. Okay, perfect.
That is nice right there.
Yeah, notice how he didn't
really
hit the 6 hard.
Right, that's exactly right. He gave it every chance to stay around there without blocking it.
Well, you know he was thinking about that.
Thought pattern, no.
Yeah, he definitely was thinking about that, and that's why he hit it easy. He's a very smart player.
Talked about him being the current world straight pool champion, and you and I know how much it meant to him to win that title. He loves that game. Loves 8-ball, but right now 9-ball is the only thing on his mind, because at the end of the finals there's a $50,000 rainbow.
Yeah.
So if these two balls go,
I'll make my prediction, Mitch, that he's going to get out here.
somehow I knew it was coming. I was just trying to distract myself enough so I wouldn't hear it from you. But this is a sign of who he is when he needs to have the game. Another beautiful multiple ball break and run for Thorsten Hohmann. This 9-ball to move into the finals. Celebration galore here inside the Wolf Den. Thorsten's work is not done yet, but we are absolutely sure this year to have a new and first-time champion of champions as Thorsten Hohmann moves on and will meet Johnny Archer for the title. It is now time for our Aramis super shot of the match, and this was just an amazing example of the strength, mental and physical, of Thorsten Hohmann. Gave Fong Chao a chance at this shot, who passed it back to Thorsten, and you saw his reaction. It's about as much as you'll get out of him, but it was indeed for the super shot of the match. So let us take a look at our updated Mohegan Sun road to the final. Two great champions left. One of them will be your champion of champions here in Uncasville, Connecticut, Thorsten Hohmann or Johnny Archer. Once again, a terrific matchup of champions here in Uncasville, but the story of this one very plain. Thorsten Hohmann from the beginning. Fong Chao, three-time champion, will not have a chance this year. One of the hottest players on the planet will go against Johnny Archer in our final matchup. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Mohegan Sun. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long.